To those few of you who know me well, you might be having second thoughts. To you, I'm loud. I'm annoying. However, around most of you, I'm pretty quiet. You got me, I'm an introvert. That's probably pretty obvious. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert, nor does it make me any more special than anyone else, but there's a lot of baggage that comes with being as introverted as I am. In the next few minutes of me running my mouth, hopefully you'll be able to pick up on a few examples of my baggage and what can be done to get rid of it. I have a lot of pet peeves that consist of anything from small talk to legible handwriting to the thing that annoys me most.
What? I can't hear you. Speak up.
People pointing out my quietness. Some of you may be thinking, what the heck, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But I found that this is a common feeling among introverts. Props to my trusty Google search, I found that, according to Psychology Today, around 16% of Americans are introverted. So it's not that weird, but why does it even bother me? Most of the U.S. population is extroverted. Our society and its ideals deem introverts to be boring, stuck up, or grumpy. But take my word for it, we are none of those things. At least I'm not, most of the time. My point is, it makes us feel self-conscious. How do you think an extrovert would feel if someone walked up to them and asked them why they were so loud? Don't get me wrong, I really do appreciate the people that actually care for my well-being, the ones who see when I'm quieter than usual and know something's up. But when I'm just sitting there minding my own business and this terrible, awful question pops up, I have no mercy. This happens more often than you think. For example, just last week, the one day I actually came to school, it happened. Every day after school, I wait for 30 minutes for my neighbors to pick me up in a crowded white minivan to take me home. Maybe it's the fact that the car fits 7 and we use all of that space and then some. Or maybe it's the fact that 6 of those 7, yes, I am the 7th, like to talk and talk and talk, but it's always a crazy 20 minutes home. I'm sure most of you can relate when I say that after school you want to go home, eat, and take a nap. That mood usually triples by the time I buckle my seatbelt. It was a chilly Thursday afternoon. I was sick, I was tired, and I was ready for the day to be over. I was sat in the back of the car, hugging my book bag and holding my legs as close together as possible. I wouldn't want to get in the bubble of the kid next to me who was half on my seat. I was the only one not making a noise. The kid next to me finally took a breath after talking all of our ears off since he got in the car. Then he turns to me. "You are so quiet," he says. I nod and smile and say, "Yeah, I know." He then proceeds to ask me if I was sick. I cough into my arms a few times and say no. "Do you hate me?" he wonders. I smile and joke. "Not yet." He laughs, and I look back out the window. I think about it all the time, trying to avoid this awkward endeavor, that is. I've come to a conclusion. There is no way to avoid this. You know that saying, "It's not you, it's me"? This is not an accurate thing to say in this situation. If I bother you when I don't talk, I'll make sure to point out the next time you're bothering me when you do talk. I'm just kidding, but I have dug a little deeper and found that I am pretty shy, and it would probably be in my best interest to work on this. In fact, I have been, and I've already talked to so many students just in these past few weeks of school that I barely even saw in the halls last year. So if I don't know that's all over, I'll sum it up for you. Don't point out my shyness, I won't point out your obnoxiousness, joking, and we can live happily ever after.